Hi guys, welcome back to our another episode of Globe Interviews. I am the host Starlight, and today we're at the Paris Blockchain Week Summit, and we have a very special guest with me today, the co-founder and chairman and CIO of Jsquare. Please welcome James.
Hello everyone, this is James, founder and CEO of DFG and co-founder and chairman of Jsquare.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
How are you today?
Doing well, pretty busy. It's Paris Blockchain Week, so attending a lot of meetings, enjoy the conference, and pretty good.
That's good. Can you share a little bit about your background and how you get into the crypto and blockchain world?
Sure. So I started trading Bitcoin back to 2013. At that time it's purely kind of prediction, right? So I just want to trade a little bit, seeking for some of the profit in the market and see whether I can get some money. But later on, when I dig into more further about technology behind it, we think this definitely makes a lot of sense and willing to kind of doing more things in the industry and definitely possibly more. So I start DFG back to 2015 with my family support, giving $20 million to start investing into different kind of companies. So we invest in a bunch of active deal first, including exchange and Bitcoin use cases like LedgerX, Brave, ISK, Unocoin, Bezos, Circle, and a few others. Then 2017 is really an important year for the crypto industry. The bull market came and everything goes up a lot, and the token become very popular. So starting that year, we feel in our firm that we are not only going to invest into active, but also doing more token deals. So we invest in various stages in a bunch of layer one protocols, including Polkadot, Near, Solana, and others. But later on, we feel like Polkadot is really the key and really something could probably potentially challenge Ethereum in the future. So we decided to really focus on the Polkadot ecosystem at that time. And for DFG, it's more a combination of CeFi equity and also the Polkadot ecosystem. And then, for this ball run, we feel like there's a lot of application building a different ecosystem. So we decided to start Jsquare. Actually started with my co-founder, Joanna, who's previously the CIO of DFG. So we start with, our own, also self-funded the venture capital. And we're doing 50 investments so far, basically focus more end-user application, including GameFi, Metaverse, and NFT side, just being, seeking for good deal to invest. For example, we invest into Engine, Infinity, Remark, Sita Arena, Big Country, and a few other good use cases. So we think this is going to bring definitely more adoption and attract more people coming to the crypto industry. So that's basically the short instruction about two of our investment vehicles.
Wow, that's so impressive.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what the Jsquare stands for?
Yeah, Jsquare stands for more like, I would say mainstream adoption, as I said before, because we think on one aspect, and DeFi is popular, which is great, but you are in the financial industry, they may face some regulation problem in the future, but still we were going to invest in DeFi, but this is only a part of the market, right? So but what gaming and NFT represent is it's probably a wider amount of the audience. Cause just imagine for the financial product, there's like a big player where use the financial product, but for the retail customer, they are using, just they don't have much knowledge about the financial industry. They're using the bank system maybe a little bit, but for overall how the financial industry works and for this complex idea, so they are not fully aware of that. But for the gaming industry and the NFT, it's very easy to do adoption simply because for GameFi, basically everyone, or not everyone, but most of them like playing games from when they are like a child. Then they will keep playing different kind of games like in their daily life. And also for NFT, it's easy for you for people who's non-crypto to understand what is happening right now. Of course, if you explain the difference between layer one protocol to the people outside the crypto industry, it could be very hard. What is a scalability issue in the crypto industry? It's going to be very hard to explain. But when you talk to them about, okay, here's an NFT, represent our pieces here. So it's very easy for them to understand what is happening in the crypto industry. So crypto and GameFi were will be very important to do the adoption, and will attract like more people coming to crypto industry. So I think this is really a big market. So we are going to focus on that part. For Metaverse, it's going to be bigger, but right now we are at very early stage. So Metaverse, the functionality and features for different Metaverse right now, it's very simple, and you can use very limited kind of product in the Metaverse space. But I think this is the industry for decades, for a long time. Then we think we should invest right now, and in the future it will definitely change people's daily life as well.
Wow, that's like a lot of details that you're planning to how to run your company and what is your strategies. How did Jsquare implement the Jsquare Empowers Future Alpha slogan into the company?
Yeah, it's actually very interesting idea. We think when we create a company, we think we're gonna do something just simply making investment, right? So if you are just seeking for the industry will grow bigger, mature, that's for sure. So if you're doing you just want to gain a profit in the industry, then you just buy Bitcoin or Ether. That will also give you a lot of return, right, from the very beginning. But what we are doing here is more like a long-term strategic, and trying to invest in the product will bring more users to the crypto space. So we are going to we are going to grow with the project in the long term, which means that we are long-term strategic invest in certain kind of GameFi and Metaverse project. So we gonna help them grow bigger. Meanwhile, they will benefit us about our position in the project. So that's like a more long-term strategic thinking about this. And really, can we kind of make something which benefit the industry in the long term, and can we make something from a pure return perspective, beating Bitcoin or Ether? Is really something we are thinking about. It could be hard, but that's our vision and idea. And the creative fund have better return than Bitcoin Ether. Meanwhile, help this portfolio company to grow, bring more people in the crypto space. So that's our vision of the company.
What should the Western world understand about the Asian crypto market?
Yeah, I mean, right now I think for the Asian crypto market, you will see people understand that they will understand first it's a big market, but just simply because of population in the Asia space, right? So China of course have a big market. Vietnam have 100 million people. The other countries have a lot of large population and really a lot of users to using the DeFi product, GameFi product, and also a lot of retail investor on the secondary market. You can see all the big exchange like Binance, EX, Huobi, Gate.io, KuCoins that come from China. So, there's the first, angle for the Western country to understand is really a big market. I think most of them are, understand this very well. So a lot of projects we invest, they are setting up at least a branch or whatever, an office in some part of Asia, or hire community members in different countries in Asia. So they really think this is a valuable market. They can try to grow and having more customers. That's actually the first. More importantly, we see, especially in this industry, for example, when GameFi become popular, we see a lot of great product actually come from Asia. The reason is like Asia just from building infrastructure. I mean, probably Western country are building very solid infrastructure. A lot of foundation of layer 1 protocol are either from Europe or US. But if you talk about Angular applications, and if you talk about this kind of product which people will use, you will see a lot of great product being built in Asia. Just in like traditional internet industry, you got Chinese big enterprise building very, very solid end user application and product. People will definitely use that every day. So same logic applied to the crypto industry is also for an end user application, because these kind of Asia companies understand very well about the what is the need for the customer, what can bring the customer to the product, and how to improve the product, make sure that people will use it. So there will be a lot of great project building in Asia. For example, we invest in a company called Theater Arena from very beginning. The company from Vietnam, and it's really important. And not only because they generate a lot of return for us, like we get like 200x or whatever, but it's really important. They are building a gaming which other people in Vietnam will use, And also not only about playing to earn, but also they plan and earn and also improving their life by playing the games and also getting more profit from the game. This is very important. This is very good. And I don't think any, so far any, project from, other jurisdictions which can easily enter into Asian market and build product. They have to learn a lot. They have to understand better about the Chinese market, about the customer, and they're building solid product. So that's the second thing I would say. There's a lot of projects we like in the Asian market and we will invest and support. We're going to be big in the future just simply because they are good at knowing what their customer need and they are good at building the product. So I would say from a user perspective, there are a lot of users, big market, Western projects enter into the market, and also the other side is, really top tier Asia product. We will definitely invest and support as well.
Yeah, you should understand their culture and lifestyle first before you come to another market.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the key to the success.
Yeah, the metaverse is one of the hottest topic in the worldwide today. So, but what kind of legal challenges and opportunities that metaverse raises?
Yeah, I think for legal, it's actually too early to talk about that because right now metaverse is still, overall speaking, it's at very early stage. So, there's no difference than the internet. Eventually, when this become big and you have a lot of users, they will come up with legal problems. Then you just solve them one by one. What I see more is really the opportunity in the metaverse space. Cause right now, what we like for the project building metaverse is not simply have an idea, okay, this is something we would love to put into metaverse. I don't think that works. We think metaverse should, be more kind of friendly or like apply to more kind of experience focused project than the result focused project. Just simply just imagine you are building let's say probably linking in the metaverse space. I don't think that's a great idea because maybe it work. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a great idea because it's really a result-driven business for linking. You are I'm looking for a job. I'm not interested in the process about how I get a job, but more importantly, I get a job here. And for the big enterprise also, I'm not interested in the process how I get these people, but I'm more interested in hiring or recruiting the good people, right? It's more like a result-focused and result-driven business. So for that part, it's not suitable for metaverse. But for the experience focus, for example, like gaming, I'm playing this game. For sure, I want to earn some money. I play to earn, right? I want to earn some money. But more importantly, I want to enjoy the experience in the past 5 hours, 6 hours when I play the game, right? It's more like an experience focused business, but that will have a good kind of combination with the GameFi and also, of course, the other sector of experience focused project. And the combination with them and the metaverse will be better because metaverse will help them improve a lot of experience they have in the game and in other projects. So that's why the opportunity we think in the metaverse and type of project we like. And metaverse, to be honest, at very, very early stage, if I invest in a bunch of these projects in metaverse like decentralized big time studio and also a big country that's in Pocket ecosystem. But overall speaking, there are a lot of things could be improved. Simply, adding more feature functionality into the product. Decentralized good, but there will be tons of, functionality can be added to that and make sure people have better experience in the metaverse. So overall speaking, we would love to deploy our capital into a good metaverse project. There will be a lot of opportunity in the space and some of them will grow pretty large in the future, I guess.
So in nowadays, we found that people are talking about Web3 and it's kind of like popular topics, I think. But some people still think this is like quite exaggerated buzzword. What do you think?
It is to some certain degree, I guess. When you Google Web3, it will give you on Wikipedia. In Wikipedia, you can check. It will give you a very kind of weird or ambiguous definition that this is something contradict to Web 2 and commonly used in the crypto blockchain industry. So it's like really, Web3 is really hard to define and everyone have different opinion and definition about it. But for me, it is really about the ownership and make sure you can own your own asset is the key to the Web3, the definition of Web3. Cause internet already makes sure you can share information with your friend online, and also even it can include in the flow of not only the information but also the money as well. You can easily using different payment methods to kind of pay your bills or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So, but the point and the problem for that, it is controlled by a few large enterprises in the internet space. So you are not basically owning your own asset. What I'm saying asset is not about money, but money is definitely one important about that, but also the data and others. That kind of thing should belong to you, not belong to the big enterprise. So that is really important because you should have the right to choose whether you want other people to do the custody for your asset, or you can do it by yourself. You can still let other people doing that, but you should have the choice for that, right? So that is how crypto and Web3 come into place. That will give you a chance to fully owning your own asset, rather than I have to give it to the third party to do custody. So that is really important for me for the Web3. So but for this to happen and this to going to have wide adoption, it definitely need time for this. And right now we're seeing already doing a good job for all the layer 1 protocols, trying to be there, building ecosystem, solve the scalability issues, make sure the infrastructure works. Then will be lot of application built on top of that. But overall, for the whole Web3 things to be mature, it definitely take more than 10 years or even longer. So, but eventually we will see more people to moving to crypto space, moving to Web3 space. They recognize the idea and agree with the vision and moving into this and join us for building this together.
You attended to the Paris NFT Fund panel yesterday, and you were with other brilliant speakers talk about how NFT funds are leverage and the emerging market. Can you share a little bit about this topic to our audience today as well?
Yeah, I got like an early panel like yesterday in the morning, 8:50. 8:50, probably the first or the second panel on the stage. It's pretty early. So, but okay, I think a lot of people listen to that. It's great and good to have the panel with other really fantastic also panelists. Mm-hmm. We talk a little bit about NFT, PFP, these ideas. I think for the trend first I think for NFT space, we start with a little bit like paintings, people's paintings and other people's paintings, and then it's like a combination of offline and online. I got an offline painting here, but fitting to the Web3 world, fitting to the crypto industry pretty well, and people recognize that and buying the NFT. That's the first step. The other is like gradually we have more like a crypto native project, like the punks, like the apes and other more crypto native NFT project. I think that's also an important milestone for us. For the next step, I think we should probably see the industry to have more kind of adoption for NFT in the GameFi Metaverse space. Cause NFT shouldn't just be a picture or photo there. It has to be more like a path for the Metaverse or GameFi, adding more feature and functionality for that. That will play a very important role in NFT will play a very important role in the Metaverse and GameFi. So combination of these will probably bring another milestone for NFT space. For the PFPs, there will be a lot of crazy projects came out, but I really suggest, the investors should select carefully about which one is a good one. Not all of them will stand for a long term. Definitely the top tier ones will grow better. But just really be careful because there will be a lot of, PFP projects coming into place. Most of them don't make any sense. So that's my suggestion to the investor who really have their, want to enter into NFT space and also buying PFPs.
Do you find any nice project from this event?
We talk a lot to the portfolio companies first, and we go to the booth a little bit and talk to a few players, and we found like 3 or 4 pretty interesting Metaverse projects. They are company combine the Metaverse and VR and AR technology. That's like a very interesting angle. We think this play a very important role in the future is like whether we can apply more other technology into metaverse like AI or VR or AR or other things. That's like a very interesting kind of idea, and we would love to support this kind of new idea. Even it could fail, but it could be huge in the future. So there will be some of project we talk at the booth, very interesting, and have we definitely follow up with them about supporting them and making investment there.
Mm-hmm. Any prediction of investment trend in crypto and the blockchain?
You mean the next 5 years or 3 years?
Like let's say 5 years.
Okay, it's pretty long time. So I guess right now the problem is like I think layer 1 will be very, very competitive because just there's so many layer 1s. Ethereum is still the king, right? So once Ethereum 2.0 came out, then it'll be more serious competition between different layer 1s because a lot of layer 1 protocol just simply solve the scalability issues for Ethereum. But once Ethereum being mature for 2.0 and the layer 2 become mature, then we will see more competition between them. And we definitely agree it will be a multi-chain future. These kind of protocol will coexist. But really important is like which ecosystem will become better and bigger in the future. So I think the competition for layer 1 will be very, very kind of tight, and we will see more activity like that. And also we will see, because we fully believe in the multi-chain future, and also cross-chain is definitely one of the solutions there. We see so many swaps get hacked these days, so I don't think that works in the long term. So unless they find a solution, it's really things I'm pretty worried about. But we have other solutions like Polkadot, Cosmos trying to solve the cross-chain problem in the other ways. So definitely we have the option like that. And also we have infrastructure like decentralized storage. Not very mature right now. Filecoin, Aave, Swarm, Subspace, and a few other solutions. Already, they solve part of the problem, but you cannot really make it fully decentralized and store a lot of asset there. So decentralized storage is a big sector and need time to be improved as well. So I would say on the infrastructure side, there will be a lot of opportunity, but also really be careful when you make investment. Of course, the competition will be very tight and serious in the future. On the other hand, on the application side, I think we already have DeFi space, NFT space, Metaverse, GameFi, and in the future maybe DAO, SocialFi, and all these kind of ideas will come out. There will be definitely new ideas and big projects like being very popular. For example, Stefan being very popular, just work to earn the idea, right? You can work and earn the money. There'll be kind of new idea like that came out. Combine our daily life with a crypto project. That's really useful. So we will see more definitely application working on different things coming to space. This is for sure, and this is going to be definitely big in the future. So application side, there will be a lot of opportunity. But the problem for application is always there's no not a hard barrier for you to enter into the application. So will be a lot of high quality project, but also a lot of low quality project because there's no barrier for that. If you're building layer 1 protocol, it already closed the door for most of people. What is you are trying to do when you compete with Ethereum. Very limited people can even do that, right? So on the application side, there will be a lot of opportunity, but also will be more project. Also, I suggest investors to select very carefully about project they like and whether they make sense and whether they're going to work in the long term. So that's my prediction. Layer 1 become mature and versus competition become mature. For the application, a more diversified, more project coming to space, and excellent project and more kind of users definitely for overall speaking for the crypto industry. So that is I think the unstoppable trend in the next 5 years.
Do you have any suggestion or the experience that can share to the retail investors?
Yeah, sure. Happy to share a few here. I could be wrong, but you may have some inspiration from that. So I'm in the industry for 7 years. What I learned for the industry is really, this is, unless it's the market right now is $2 trillion, maybe a little bit more, but still at not early stage, but still have a big potential to grow in the future. because the other like stock market and options and the futures market are even bigger. So still, it's not too late to enter into space. But really, after entering the space, what you are thinking as an investor is not going to gain a profit in the short term, and really you can probably trade like very frequently and trying to generate a return pretty quickly. That could happen for some people, but in most circumstances, you're going to lose a lot of money because it's really dangerous. Because what you should do is really dig into the industry further, do more research, and understand the industry better, and before you make the investment. I think that is really important to the retail investor and also to the VCs like us. We see so many VCs die in the industry. Some of VCs are very popular in 2017. Right now they disappear. So it's really important to understand the industry and before you make the investment. And once you make an investment, what I prefer is, you predict what it's going to be 3 or 5 years later, then you make the investment, stick with that for at least like a full circle for the bull and the bear market and bull market, for a full circle. So if you think this token, whether it's layer 2 or a layer 1 or layer 2 application, whatever, is still going to be popular 3 years later or 5 years later, then you can hold the token. If this is not going to happen like a few years later, then you probably will it's going to sell it. So, but once you make decisions, you better kind of stick with that and holding it for a long time, because this is the way for you to generate a lot of profit. For us, the biggest return in our firm is really about Polkadot. We holding from 2017, keep buying that. And from 2019 and even get listed, we also buy that generated a lot of return, actually the most of the return from the firm. And the worst decision I do is Solana. I bought Solana, and then sold it when they get listed at around like $3. That's probably the worst decision, because I haven't dig into the project further, and I think there's huge unlock at day one. Then I probably sell it with everybody else, and then I got pissed off, and you got all the Solana tokens goes up to 200, right? So it's really important. That's a good example, a bad example. It's really important that you are going to dig into the industry further and understand what is going to happen 3-5 years later. Then you make the investment and really stick to that. That will actually bring kind of, I would say, the most of the return to your portfolio, to your investment. And really, it's really, there's very noisy, like around you usually, okay, I'm being very rich, but, you think about yourself, I'm not making short-term gains, like, but really be afraid of that. They're only sharing good experience with you. So, I really think stick to what you are doing and stick to what you think, then you will be probably very, very successful in 3-5 years time period.
So the last questions, how has the community been changing ever since you've joined?
Yeah, it's like changing a lot. Like early days, I remember in 2015, 2016, it's really a limited number of investors. So maybe probably ourselves and in Asia, there's Bonjou Capital, Western Country, DCG, Pantora, Blockchain Capital being very early. But really, you can name them like less than 10 maybe investors in the industry. But now you got all the kind of VC monies and money from big player moving into the industry. And previously, the project, in 2017 or even before, they're raising like, $2-3 million is a kind of good amount to raise. Right now, they're seeking for at least $20-30 million or even bigger. So I think the industry changed a lot because all the money coming into space, and also all the users coming into space. In 2017, there's not a lot you can do, right? You can probably doing the ICOs, raising fund for that, but that's the only functionality. Right now you got DeFi, NFT, and then GameFi. You can all kind of application in different sectors, bringing all the users into space. So I think from that angle, also you got a lot of users. I mean, at least 10 times bigger than 4 or 5 years ago. So I think it will continue to grow for the money coming to space and also the community become bigger. So this is also the trend of the industry could be unstoppable. But the point is that really, what kind of the project will stand and exist in the space for the long term and grow bigger. So that's really important questions I will ask myself, and also, kind of thinking about this deeply. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you like the content, please leave your comment and like and subscribe our channel. And thank you for our guest. It's my pleasure to speaking with you today, and see you guys next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.